Hey, what's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge here on a dreary Monday morning in Oklahoma. BB has had his presser and some interesting things to talk about. Before we do, let's go ahead and make sure you have subscribed to the Sooner Surge channel so you can be up to date with all Sooner information all the time. First thing to point out, captains have been set. These are permanent captains, Jay, for the rest of the season, which would include the TCU game and then any postseason that the Sooners have. You got Billy Bowman, McCade Matoyer, Danny Stutzman, Drake Stoops. Who am I missing?
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel, duh.
One more. Who'd you say? I'm trying to remember who you said.
Ethan Downs is the last one.
Ethan
Those
Downs.
six.
Correct.
And you can't argue with any of those guys, Jay.
No, I think if you probably had to guess who they would be, Woody Washington too. I think you didn't say him. But if you had to guess who it would be, those guys would probably be high on your list just because a couple of things. Experience, all of them are veterans, really. Played a lot of football at OU, and then just their leadership capability. All of them are very good leaders, so wouldn't expect anything different. Great young men and great people to represent permanent captains at Oklahoma this year.
Yeah, and it sounds like I think the key phrase in BV's statement about Jalil Farouk and Dylan Gabriel was kind of the last portion of that sentence, which was if they progress as they are doing. So to me, it's kind of left up in the air. I don't think we'll know really until Friday, honestly, if you just want to ask me true serum wise. But I think it's, if they progress as they have been.
Well, and he left it probably that way on purpose. I mean, BV's pretty tied under the wraps with injuries. I think a lot of people will hear that and they're going to come out. A lot of people are going to say today, you'll see it, Gabriel's probably going to play is what people will say, or Farouk's probably going to play. I don't see it as that. I see it more as, like you said, it's up in the air. If they progress, but what does progress mean? What is the injury? We don't even know really what the injury is, right? Upper body, neck, what is it? We haven't heard of concussion or anything. So I think it's still up in the air, and he's obviously not going to tilt his hand, especially in a position like quarterback, on who's going to be playing. So I think it'll be something like we probably won't know, Jeremy. I'm thinking till game time Friday. What do you think?
I agree with you. That's what I said. I think Friday's going to be, maybe as they're even going through warm-ups, maybe we'll be able to figure that out. But honestly, like you said, there's been so much that has been, I guess you could say, under the radar or not mentioned that all fans can do is speculate. And I don't want to be a person who's speculating. So I'm going to go with what the man himself said, and Brent Venables saying if they progress. And it's very vague. It's very general, but he has the right to do that. And that's what he should do, because really a lot of times it's not really anyone else's business as far as what the injury is, Jay. There are some other things. There were some other things that were mentioned today at the presser that stood out to me. Talked a lot about the defensive line. Basically what I took from this is BB watched film and wasn't as upset as he originally thought he might be, Jay.
Well, he said on the defensive line, they did not get whipped like they kind of did at Kansas. It wasn't that. It was more of the gaps with the linebackers who he even used an example as if a defensive lineman's supposed to take on a double team and leave the C gap open and there's nobody there to fill the C gap, it's going to be a big play. And there was a lot of that going on. And I think here's my frustrating thing. We all knew the linebackers played bad the other day, right? But my frustrating thing is game 11 of the season, how do you miss that many gaps in a game like that? I don't
playing
know.
Two young guys that are new there, Jay.
Yeah, but Kanix played there all year, Jeremy, and he was bad when he was in too. So
I don't know that he was the one missing the gaps. He missed some tackles. I don't know if he was out of position.
Well, I mean, you're going to have some growing pains when you play young guys, but West Virginia, Kip Lewis filled the gaps really well. So it's frustrating. And like he said, you got to be working as a team. You have one guy at a position that can haunt you, and it haunted them the other day. They did clean it up second half, and like he said, so that's good. But the good thing is it's very fixable. It doesn't sound like he thought the D-line was getting whooped. But I'll say this. I understand maybe the middle of the defensive line wasn't getting whooped, but I'm still a little concerned on the ends. I don't think they're getting a whole lot of pressure. And I know he defended the defensive lineman too about quarterbacks getting the ball out so quick. So I don't know what to say on that.
It's true. I mean, the guy on Saturday BYU getting out extremely quick. I mean, quick. It was a play action zone read, and he was immediately throwing the ball, usually even close to the line of scrimmage. But I think you're right. I give BV and staff credit. They do make adjustments pretty well at the half. Kind of have been doing that all year. Something else that stands out is the improved play of Jacob Sexton. I think I would be correct in saying Jacob Sexton is better than we thought he would be, Jay.
Oh, I think it's at this time in his career. Yeah, I mean, to play the few games that he's played and not had what I see is you don't have a ton of penalties, which is always a good sign, and you don't have any just a whole lot of just blown by on that side. I mean, that's a tough position, tackle, right tackle. You're kind of on an island a lot of times on the passing game. As what much as OU throws it, he's done really well. And I saw the thing that I think George Story put out that Venables said about Guyton was available, but they went with Sexton. So it just begs you to wonder, is Guyton fighting the injury? He's available, but not 100%. Is it they're just trying to see how Sexton does? He's a young guy, and he's playing well. Interesting there. But yeah, Sexton's been great, Jeremy.
Yeah, I think either Guyton is not 100%. I mean, that's got to be what it is. Available, again, is a vague generic term. Available sounds like if they had to have him and they're in a tough spot. So I'm going to go with leaning the fact that he just wasn't 100%. But now you have a guy in Sexton who has proven himself to be pretty special and is going to be a very bright future on that O-line, Jay.
Oh, I think what they've gotten from him this year is for those few games, they can't be more excited going into next year. Beatenbo's got to be loving it. You got him. Here's the thing with him and Caden Green, you got two stalwarts right there that rocks of that line, right? And Rain could come back, so he's had a good year too. So that would be three guys right there that are just playing really well right now.
Yeah, and I know there's some guys who still have an extra year who are seniors technically that'll be going on the field, right, for senior night that could still come back. So, again, the COVID rule, it's very hard to understand, but yeah, you're right with Andrew Rain. But the line's going to be deep again next year. We'll keep you posted on any Grant Bricks news that we hear. But in order for you to be updated very quickly, you've got to do something for us, and that is subscribe to our channel. Okay? Make sure you subscribe to the Sooner Surge. We'll be dropping the content. Also, anyone who would like to be a sponsor for Sooner Surge, we will gladly speak to you further about that. What we would do is, as far as promoting your company or product, it would be a great opportunity for you to be on this channel. So if you want to, you can reach out to us through email at ousportsroundup@gmail.com. Make sure you're subscribed. Till next time. Boom.
Sooner.